Hey everyone, welcome to Tuesdays in the Shop. Looks like we have a little technical difficulty. Jen, you were blurry. You were clear just a second ago.
Am I
Don't know what
blurry
that's
now?
about. Yeah,
Hmm. I probably have
but
unstable internet.
we'll go on anyway. So I'm Andrea, and we also have Jen here. Abed is behind the scenes tonight. And tonight we're going to tell you about the next virtual retreat we have coming up. We actually just finished the Half Square Triangle retreat over the past weekend, which was really fun. Um, Everybody got a lot done. It was really cool to see what everybody made. And now we're ready for the next one. So we've been working on this for a little bit. We are excited about it. We hope that you're going to be excited about it too. This one is we're calling Bagapalooza, and it's all about sewn bags and organizers. So the book that we will be using is Stitched Sewing Organizers, and I'm hoping that that's not backwards, but it probably is. Stitched Sewing Organizers by Anila Hui. And this is there's so much. Let me see if I can get this to show the page with all the projects. So this gives you a little taste of all the projects in the book, starting with a little needle book and a pin cushion, going all the way to this really fancy pocket with your needle book and your pin cushion and all that stuff. Tool folios, zippered pouches, boxy pouches, little boxes. There's so many useful things in this book that, like I said, when we saw it and we started working on it, we got pretty excited because this is the kind of stuff everyone can use.
Yeah.
Some of it obviously is geared more for sewers and crafters, but I mean, who can't use a zipper pouch, for like a DOP kit or school supplies? There's so many uses for that kind of stuff. And we could all use a little bit more organization. I think that's probably safe to say. And so, yes, go ahead, Jen.
Oh no, I was gonna say absolutely. I was just agreeing. That was it.
Yeah. So that's what this book is about. And Jen and I have made some of the samples already. We couldn't wait. The first one I did was one of the simpler ones. It's a cute little box.
It's so sweet.
It is. And so this is the small box. She in the book she gives sizes for two boxes. The larger one fits two of these inside it. But I'm planning on doing the math and coming up with a chart so that we can make boxes in lots of different sizes. So by the time we do the retreat, I'll have a chart for everyone attending. So if you want 9x7, this is what you cut, etc. But yeah, I can put my thread. I don't have any thread in front of me at the moment, but I can put my remote controls and my highlighters and my pens and everything, and just it's so much cuter than just like a little bowl. And you can make it out of any fabric you want. You could even piece the fabric before you sewed it, which didn't occur to me until just now, but now I'm like, oh, I have to do that.
Right. We could have made half square triangle ones.
Oh, there's so many things you could do.
Hi,
Now,
Val from
yeah.
Brazil. Wow.
Oh, wow.
So I made a fabric box too, but this one has a cover and it slides out like a little drawer, which I thought was really clever. And I've never made anything like this before. And the instructions are so clear.
They
Even the
are.
stuff that I was confused about, like it told you to flip back to a different page, and all the questions I had were there. They were
Yes.
answered.
Right.
So
I had a little bit at first too. I don't do three-dimensional that often,
yeah,
but as I did it, it's like, oh, okay. Like when I was just reading and I was like, not sure. But once I'm actually doing it, it made perfect sense.
yeah. It was much easier than I expected. And like everybody was saying, like, oh, you'd finished it so quickly. And I was like, it's the instructions. It is not a skill set I have.
It was pretty fast. Like
Yeah.
you could pump out a bunch of these in an afternoon, I think. The longest part is sewing the corners because you have to hand sew those. I'm
Yeah.
hoping that for a bigger box I can fit it under my machine. But this box was just too small to get, under the needle without wrecking other
Yeah.
parts of the box. but you know, it's not that big. It doesn't take that long.
Yeah, I tried too. This one also did not fit under the needle.
Well, I was hoping it would. Yeah, maybe they need to be deeper.
Maybe. I
Well,
don't
we'll
know.
work on that.
Yeah, it
So
probably
by the
depends on
time
your
we have the
receipt
retreat,
too.
we'll have some more answers there. What else did you make, Jen?
I made a folio thing that I thought was really cool. So it
That is
has
cool.
a button. I didn't do a great job with the button. This was my first buttonhole. So, but you open it up and it holds, it's big enough to actually hold the book.
Yeah,
So
so
if you're
you
getting
could keep
organized
the
for a
patterns from the
retreat,
back of the book. You could take those out. You could put those in there.
yep. And there's pockets and there's zipper pockets.
Ooh, I didn't realize there were zippers.
And then there's more pockets. I mean, this thing is loaded with pockets. There's so many,
Wow.
it'll hold so much stuff. So I thought that was really exciting. And like I have my monthly embroidery class. This would be great for that. I could just keep the threads in it and the hoop and everything. So
Yeah.
I thought it was really cool. And it was really way easier than I expected.
You knocked that one out pretty fast too, I remember.
Yeah. That one went together much quicker. And that was the first one I did. And like the only
Yeah.
question I had was like zippers, like she said an 8-inch zipper. So I pulled the zipper out of my drawer and I cut it at 8 inches long, and that's wrong. But the instructions actually said the teeth need to measure 8
Right,
inches.
right.
Had I
But
read the instructions,
always a good idea. But we will also have lots of video content that will be available before the retreat starts. That was a new thing we did with this past one, so that you can do some planning and get ready ahead of time if you'd like. So we're going to have videos on installing zippers, sewing with vinyl, using some of the specialty stabilizers, that you use for things like the boxes. So don't be intimidated by, you know, putting in a zipper or anything like that. You're not going to have to do that on your own. The instructions in the book are quite good, but we will also have more information to help you as well. And then, so those videos will be available to watch beforehand, but we will also play them during the retreat so that you can ask questions and we can do any, you know, further demonstrations in person that someone may require.
yeah.
The other sample that I made is the 2-in-1 case. And this one, I looked at the folio, but I thought it was a little big for what I wanted. I just wanted something simple that I can carry my handwork. I don't do a ton of handwork, so I don't need a big bag. So this one has a magnetic closure and 2 vinyl zipper pockets here. So I can keep my needle book and my threads and, you know, all that good stuff, but I can see what's inside. That's what I
Oh,
really liked
nice.
about this one. I know exactly what's in there, which pocket it's in, and how to get to it, which is not always easy when your pockets are not see-through. So that's
Yeah.
why I really liked this one. And this one was not hard either. It went together pretty quickly. Um, I was using old zippers that were probably not the size called for, so it got a little funky there, but nothing that you can't easily work out.
Yeah, and we'll help you understand how to shorten your zippers, because I also
Yes,
like I do not go to the store and buy an 8-inch zipper. I open my drawer of random zippers that were
yes,
gifted to me and I use one of those.
exactly,
So,
exactly. I have no idea where the zippers in this pouch came from. I've
yeah.
inherited bags of sewing supplies that may, you know, who knows what's inside them. I have a feeling a few things came from that. Um, Coming home from the store to make samples. So who knows? But yeah, so you don't need to have the exact zipper. We'll show you how to work with what you have.
And what's going to be in the kits that we're going to send to people?
So the kit, that's a great question. So normally when we have retreats, we send little goodie bags. But this time we're going to send you more specific things. We're going to send you some vinyl, some zippers, some of the heavy stiff inner stabilizer so that you can complete some of these projects. Like the little box, we'll send you a piece big enough to make one of these. You know, some zippers, maybe enough to make this. So that you because they do call for some things that you might not have as a quilter. You probably don't have Peltex or vinyl. So we're going to send you some of that stuff so that you can complete the projects. or at least a few of the projects, then you'll also have the ability to add on the vinyl or the Peltex or some of the other things that are necessary, so that you can have, if you want to make a bunch of boxes to give away for Christmas, like I plan on doing, you'll have enough Peltex to be able to do that, for example. Um, you may be wondering when this retreat is. It is actually going to be November 15th through the 17th. And that is not the weekend right before Thanksgiving. It's 2 weekends before Thanksgiving, because we know things get crazy around the holidays. But we thought this might be an opportunity for people to make some of their gifts that they're giving away. So it's a good weekend. You're not in the full throes of holiday yet, but you're thinking about gifts and presents, and everybody can use these kinds of things. And you can really personalize everything with your fabric choices and how, which projects you make and that sort of a thing. So hopefully it'll, get you a good jump start on your presents.
Yeah.
And I just talked a blue streak, so I'm not sure what else to add there. Yeah, Nano's looking for information on zippers. Yes, that is one of the things I hear a lot. I've done a lot of classes teaching people how to install zippers, and there's lots of different ways to do it. They are not as hard as people are afraid they are. They're pretty simple. You want to have a zipper foot. You can do it without a zipper foot, but that makes it harder and the results are not going to be as good. I've seen
I can
people
tell
do
you
it.
for sure it does work, but you're not
Right,
like super proud of your work. The zipper foot does make a big deal. And I
right,
have yet to buy a sewing machine that doesn't come with a zipper foot. So it's
exactly.
really just a matter of finding your zipper foot and putting it on and figuring out how to work
And
it.
we can show you how to do that too, because a lot of zipper feet you have to put on, they're adjustable, so you can put them on different sides, and you might not know which side to put it on. So we'll talk about all that stuff and help you out there so that it's not so intimidating. But if you're quilters, you don't usually put zippers in quilts, so you could be the most advanced quilter, but still be a little hesitant to do some of these projects. That could be quilted, actually. I don't think she did quilt any of the projects.
I don't think so. I think because I would have made that, although I didn't have any
Yeah,
vinyl in the studio, so I didn't. That was like kind of slowed me down. One thing I know we're planning to do is make a supply list for each
yes.
project. So if you're going to do the retreat and you're worried about not getting your stuff in time, we'll have a list that you can look at if you need to order different things.
Yes,
Um,
if you're like me, I know that I have fusible fleece and shape flex all over the place. I have pieces of it, but I didn't actually have any pieces that were wide enough to make this. So I was like, oh, I got all the stuff I need. I don't need to bring anything home. And then I actually pulled the stuff out. I was like, oh, this isn't going to work. And I did have to come back and get stuff. So that way you'll have that information. And as long as you look at it, because I had the information, I just didn't look at it. As long as you actually look at it, you'll be prepared.
yeah. Yeah, we'll make it really easy so that you're ready to crank these out on the weekends. And if you just want to hang out with us and you're curious, but you want to work on some UFOs, or you've decided to make somebody something else for Christmas, come and hang out with us anyways. We will not pressure you to make sewing organizers, and you'll still have
Absolutely.
access to the zipper content and stuff later. So
Absolutely. Yeah, there's no police. This is a very casual, um, you can come in your pajamas. You don't have to put makeup on. You don't have to put shoes on. You can just show up. You can be eating or, whatever, and just hang out. And so you can work on whatever you want. This is what we're suggesting that you work on. And this is what we're going to be providing extra materials for, or extra education for. But you don't have to do that. Or if you have already got a bag pattern that you wanted to work on that. That's totally fine. We will still answer as many questions as we can, and provide all the help that we can. We just want to help people make stuff. That's really
yeah,
all it comes down to.
right. And I'm all about hanging out with other quilters for 3 days. Like it's
Yeah,
it's fantastic, and we have such a supportive group of people who come. Everything is very friendly. Does
really it
anybody,
is.
if anybody has any questions, just type them in, and we'll read them and answer them.
Yeah, it is. It is very supportive, and everyone is kind. That's actually one of our only rules is that we have to be kind to each other and ourselves.
Right.
A lot of us, oh, I didn't have the right binding. Oh, I have a pucker here, or my zipper isn't flat. It's okay. Give yourself the same show yourself the same kindness that you would show other people. You would never point out like, oh my God, those fabric choices are hideous. Like you'd never say that to someone else. Don't
Yeah.
say it to yourself,
Right.
which is easier said than done, but
Yeah. It's
we
practice,
do
but we'll help
encourage.
you because I do enforce that rule. So
Hmm. Yes. And we do periodic show and tells, so that everybody can see what you're wearing if you want to. Again, not required, but it's usually fun to show off what you've been working on. And a lot of times you'll see it on the in the background, somebody's design wall or something, so you can see how it progresses, which is really fun. But you don't have to do that either. You could leave your camera off the whole time if you wanted to, and we would have no problem with that. So it's really you can be involved or not as involved, to whatever level is comfortable for you.
yeah.
I don't see any questions yet, but
I
feel free to put those in the chat if anyone has any questions. And now Yvette has popped back in.
Thank you for explaining the retreat. I'm pretty excited about this one. I don't have so much experience sewing three-dimensional things, so I think I'm going to learn a lot along with our customers. So prepare for me to ask you both some questions.
Mhm.
But you may notice that I'm wearing a silly hat. The reason is because Gotham Quilts is turning 10 years old next week, which
It's
is
hard to believe that that's possible.
unbelievable to me, right? Like Andrea and I have been bickering for 10 years.
More than that.
Yeah. And we couldn't have done it without all of you. You all
Exactly.
who are watching us right now, you are the reason we do this. You're the reason we have kept doing it for 10 years. And you're the reason we're going to keep doing it. So what we decided to do, if we still had a physical store, we would have thrown a party for sure. We would have been like, come hang out with us, have some snacks, and like, let's throw a party and celebrate, have some champagne maybe. Now that we don't have a physical store, we thought to ourselves, like, what could we do that would be a prize or a present for our
celebration?
customers?
Yeah.
Right? Because it's our birthday, but you all are the ones who get the present. So what we're doing is for an entire week, next week, starting on Monday, the 19th, we are going to gift a new original free pattern every day for a week. So you're going to get seven. My camera is the opposite.
Yeah.
7 free patterns designed by us, never seen before. And they're only going to be available if you're on our email list, which all our customers pretty much are on our email list. But if you may be unsubscribed at some point, go sign back up. If you are not on our email yet, you can sign up with any of the email forms now and get on the list. The first email goes out on Monday, August 19th with the first pattern. And then every day for a week, another email is going out with another pattern. And the only way you can get the pattern is to be on the email list. And it's going to be really fun to see which ones people really respond to.
Yeah, and they're very different too.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to seeing everyone's response and which one you guys like best and that sort of thing.
Yeah. So we're in the process of finishing them and having them checked and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, happy birthday to us and to all of you.
I'm just thinking of all the different spaces we've worked from in all the iterations. Yeah. Online only, out of a storage unit in Upper Manhattan.
Yep.
Moving to the burbs. It was in my house for a little bit. Then back to Manhattan, and then and now back to the burbs.
Yep.
Yeah, all over the place.
Yeah, we've had a lot of iterations, and people probably don't realize that when we first launched and we were online only, we didn't have a physical space at all. All our inventory was in a Manhattan mini storage unit, and Andrea would print the orders at her apartment, walk to the unit, fill the orders, and then
Yep.
walk to the post office. You
Yep.
know,
Cut back, and then that was my loop. Sandra is asking, would we consider throwing in a pattern or two for a tote bag? Sure. I have tote bag patterns. I'm
Yeah,
trying
we
to
have
think if
one standard one.
I don't think we have it available as a free download to the general public, but sure, we can absolutely throw that in. I can throw in a zipper pouch too, although she already has zipper pouches. You don't need that one.
She also
But
has
yeah,
a whole drawstring pouch. And
yes, there is a drawstring. I'll show you a better picture of that one, which I did want to make. That was going to be the next sample that I made, but I didn't quite get to it. So this is a little drawstring pouch, which
is
this
that
would be.
reversible?
It does have a lining. I'm not sure if it's reverse. It might be. I don't know exactly. But this makes me think of gift wrap. Like instead of wrapping a gift, putting it in a paper gift bag, put it in a fabric bag. You know, it's an extra gift for the recipient. It looks nicer and it doesn't get thrown away at the end, which is even better.
Yeah.
That's what we use. All of our Christmas gifts get wrapped in drawstring bags every year.
Oh, yeah?
Good.
For years. For years.
Maybe I should
That's
make
good.
drawstring
Nice.
bags. My mother-in-law really loves the wrapping and the decorating. She goes all out. I wonder how she would react if I just gave her a bunch of drawstring bags and was like,
Oh,
use
you
these
should see her
instead.
reaction on the second year when you give her the same bags back again.
My
We
mom-
also, our tags just get the name crossed off and the new name written.
Yeah.
We think it's very funny in my
Yeah.
house.
Yeah.
That's
We
when
do
you
the
have a
same
child that
My
goes
mom
to
keeps
birthday
all
parties.
those things. She like keeps the boxes and keeps the pulls
Yep.
off the wrapping. Not the
Yep.
They don't get wrapping paper generally. They just get like a box with the
Mhm.
ribbon on top. And then it's the same thing. There's a sticker that says who it's
Yep.
for, and then a new sticker gets put on top.
Yep.
But a
Yeah, there
bag
was-
is an even better solution, like a more
Yeah.
eco-friendly solution.
My family doesn't really get into the decoration of the presents, and so one year I just put the presents in tote bags that I had made, not really, like, oh, you can just put the tote bags over here when you're done, and they're all like, can I keep the tote bag? And I was like, sure.
That's good.
So they all got tote bags too.
I'm gonna get off the camera again, and then we have one more piece of housekeeping that we want to talk about.
Yes. So the last piece of housekeeping we want to mention is the String Fling block of the month. There is a discount going on right now for anyone that signs up by the end of Thursday. So if this is something you've been thinking about, go ahead and sign up before the end of Thursday so you can get that discount. Signups will still be open past that, but we like to give early birds a little bit of incentive to be early birds, or reward, I guess, for being the early birds, which is something I don't know very much about. I'm definitely not an early bird.
I'm really looking forward to starting on putting all the lessons together for the skill builder stuff. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I still have a bunch of scraps left. I want to just keep sewing all the scraps together. I had so much fun.
I have a pile too. That's the danger. It feels like we have a ton of I have a ton of scraps left, but it's because you did 2 of the rounds.
Right. Because so we each got the full amount we needed, but didn't do all the blocks.
Right.
So we have extra scraps. Yeah.
They look great if you fold them and take a nice flat lay picture. They're beautiful.
Yeah, mine don't get folded. They're just, because a lot of the strips I already cut, so I just threw the strips in a box.
Yeah.
But Hazel has been having fun digging through and sewing the scraps onto a backing piece, and making little compositions, which have been fun to watch her make.
How big are they? Do we need to make her make a stitch book? We can make her a stitch book.
I kind of tried when she was too young to really do it, but now I think, she loves the decorative stitches and is always asking me to change the thread, and I'm like, no, just use one color thread, please. So I got to teach her how to thread it herself, and then you can do as many colors as you want.
Right. That's awesome. Oh, sorry. CJ's very excited. I'm looking forward to String Fling. When that starts in November?
September. So I'm pretty sure that's true.
Uh-oh.
Pretty sure it's September. Yes, I'm about to say yes.
Yeah.
There's so many dates and things going on in my head that it's hard to keep track sometimes. But so that will start shipping, I believe, the end of September. Um, and I don't remember exactly when signups will close completely, but don't wait. Just go ahead and sign up now if it's
Right. Sign up
something
now
you're
and save
looking
a
at.
few bucks.
Exactly. Who doesn't want to save a few bucks?
Right.
And then the retreat we've been talking about, the organizer retreat, that's happening November 15th through the 17th. That is open on the website right now. You can go ahead and sign up now. Signups will be available for quite a while for that one. But why wait? Just go do it now.
Right. I think signups for my creative hand stitching journey close this week too.
Those close on Sunday. You're right.
So if
Yes.
you're thinking about doing that, sign up now.
Yes, exactly. Thank you for remembering that, Jen. The creative stitching, if you like doing hand stitching, this is one of the best ways to expand your skills and your creativity. Because once you're
And if
working
you
on
don't
it,
like it, take it anyways, because I'll teach you how to like it.
there you go. Jen's really good at, if you're having problems with something or not liking it, she's good at finding ways to, to change it or alter it or do something a little differently so that whatever it is you don't like about it isn't an issue anymore.
We'll make it fun.
Yeah. So we've got all kinds of stuff coming up. So go ahead and check those out. And we will see you again next Tuesday for something else new.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.